Oh boy. This video's gonna be tough. To say the least. What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Oh boy. Like I said, it's gonna be a tough video to make. Because I got a lot to say in this video. Bear with me. This is gonna be a really long video. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but it's gonna be a long video. This is gonna be this. I don't think I made a video on this at all about this. I thought I would make a video now with everything lights of everything happening in college football. With everything happening, I thought I'd make a video about this, and it kind of has to do with what's happening in college football. And so it starts off with Joe Cloud. Okay, so Joe Cloud has been doing this big noon conversation with a bunch of I think they would interview with a bunch of coaches, some of these commissioners. I think that with Nick Saban, Ryan Day, Chip Kelly, I think Brian Kelly at some point, if I'm not mistaken. I know he had an interview with the Big 12 commissioner, the SEC commissioner, the Big 10 commissioner. So I thought it'd be a great idea to bring this up because it's one question that he keeps constantly asking, and it's really interesting to see and listen to what both Joe Klatt had to say, but also the person interviewed with the coach or the commissioner of the Pacific Conference, and it was really look. You know what I'm talking about? Go check it out. Go to Joe Klatt. So it's got big new cookout. I did also with both of them. Also did one with Deion Sanders as well. Go through this one question. One common question. Well, that and the other ones. So the three common this one the particular question is what this video is being based on. First of all, okay. Also here there was common two questions he asked everybody. But this one particular question I thought I'd like to address. And the important question because it's been a thing that college football hasn't figured out yet. The NCAA is trying to regulate this and trying to figure out a great way to handle this. If you guys know what I'm talking about NIL, name, image, likeness. And this was something that was brought up, like I said, in conversations. So it was really interesting to see this, but I'm not gonna talk about that. I mean, may do the end of the video what they talk about, but unlikely to. Speaking of NIL, this is also something I saw to a lot of these coaches asked at these media days. So I've done entire media days. I've done an SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, sorry, and Big 10. I've only done 4 of the Power 5. I did not do ACC. I don't know if I'm going to do ACC. I'm not finding any transcript, anything on ACC, so that's why I'm not ACC. But like I said, I made a video. Go each team, and each team, every coach has these best, the media days are asked about NIL, and there was something that I thought I could make a video about. Okay, this is a topic that's not gonna go away. Okay. Name, image, or likeness. Okay, and if you know what NIL is, well, I know first of all stands for name and likeness. It's where a player, have the image so they basically, whether that's from a booster founded, a corporation, or from school, different ways you can get money basically. And it was time to cost. So basically, what I'm talking about, pros to get paid, right? You have a salary cap and all that. You got to figure out how many, and suppose only for a long time, only the players getting paid. Right now, you're actually getting paid for, let's say, for example, what's a good example? I don't know, for example, JJ McCarthy, right? He signs a deal with a local, dealership here in the state of Michigan, right? And he's get paid for every commercial he does, something like that. I know Mike Morris, who's no longer, he had it with, I think, the Morris firm. I think he did it, and I lived with him, and then no longer part of the Morris firm, stuff to the NFL. But so see, like that, like a law firm, had an idea, like Blake Corum, I think has an idea with some local company in the state of Michigan. Or, for example, Bach Bauer's doing, local, company in, or big corporation like Nike partnering up with Kayla Williams, something like that. So that, and in case you get paid so much money. But with all this, there's some issues, and one of the biggest issues that the NCAA is really trying to do is regulate this. And NIL, I don't know. And the question is, NIL has been not new, it's been a new thing, obviously, for the last few years. And obviously, it's not perfect. Everybody knows that. All right. But other benefits for NIL. Oops. Wrong thing. Oops. Sorry. Other benefits, you may ask, for NIL. Some of the benefits is that, at least, first of all, one of the major benefits of NIL is that it allows athletes to basically monetize their personal brand and peak value, whether it's at high school or college. Okay. So really, it's been something talked about. And it's kind of a collective, and it's a lot of chaos. It's not perfect, but it's, look, not gonna be perfect, okay? And it just needs, the thing that why is a problem now is it just needs to get better. Okay, I just think it needs to be sort of regulated, and there's got to be some sort of control of it. And I know the NCAA has some rules. I'm trying to find out what exactly it is, but I know one of the rules was, I don't know how accurate again that word, but one of them is just regulating, okay? And having the NCAA, like, you have NCAA, like, whether it's a booster funded corporation or something else, a brand that they have to register to the NCAA. Why register to the NCAA? This is where idea where NCAA can control, not control, but also know how much money comes from certain institutes and players and whatnot, baseline. And I think that's great. Okay. And like I said, it's a long video. That's that. But look, what is most? There's also a lot of there's a lot of controversy with this one. This rule, I thought, well, a lot of controversy is, I forgot the name what it's called, but it's like where, oh god, let me find this. Hold up, because the NCAA just published a new the rule. I'm gonna pull up NIL rules that the NCAA does. I'm gonna, hold on. Give me a second, sorry. I'm trying to figure out what. I know they actually did some new regulation and whatnot. Let me see if I can find it. What can I know? Maybe this is one. But anyways, I was saying it's really hard to regulate it. And I know I'm hearing Congress should go and Congress be part of it. Um, you know, be involved with this and try to sort of somehow Congress will be involved in recess in recent these bills and controlling this. But the thing is, when it comes to NIL, it's really hard to control anything, right? That's what I believe needs to be regulated. Now, how do you regulate it? It's really right now one of the toughest things when it comes to NIL. Okay, I know I talk a lot, but what I mean by regulating it is you gotta figure out a way to sort of, I don't know, control it in a way. Because listen, when it comes to NIL, look, some teams, like if there's a lot of teams, a lot of teams gonna go against the law, and it's really hard. And also, each state has its own what things it can do, it cannot do, based on the federal laws and based on what the state laws are for NIL and all that stuff. It is really, really, really hard to um set up, and it's really um hard to do it regulate it. So obviously some of the rules I'm gonna tell you a little about it. Look, you can also comply with the state laws. Obviously schools are not getting involved in this, right? Schools have no idea what's going behind the doors, which I think schools should get involved in a way that they should know at least slightly what's happening behind the doors when it comes to NIL. But yeah, the other news rule is two athlete states without NIL. So some states also have without NIL can still do NIL, right? Without some states do have NIL, some don't have, and by now I believe most states will now have NIL, some sort of NIL law. But when it comes to NIL, the question is, how does this really come to affecting it? One of the big things is collectives, and I really think it's something that needs to be. This is one thing that's brought up in the new kickoff conversation with Joe Keller is in NIL collectives. Okay, this is something that is one of the biggest elements in NIL that's been since 2021. Collectives generally operate as for-profit business at first. 500 non-profit status, which allows tax deductible to donation, and it's really one of the things that when it comes to guidelines and guidance, the NCAA is trying to really handle. So I'm gonna look at this guidelines in a second. Guidance. You also talk about value of personal brand, finding a support system for the NIL deals. These are topics that really affect NIL a lot, and the one of them is here we go. So some guidance. Guidance, okay, here we go. The guidance was developed for task force and leaders, student athlete policy, full fund discussion, specifically guidance of defense boosters and third party entities, promote athlete programs, assess with recruiting, or assess providing benefits to recruits, enroll student athletes or the family members. The definition could include collective setup and funnel name, image, likeness to prospective students, athletes, and enrolled student athletes to make consider transferring. NCAA recruiting rule precludes boosters from recruiting or providing benefits to prospective student athletes. Okay, guidance regarding international recruiting activity. So this is between recruiting and limited likeness, which is also an issue too. But when it comes to governance, and this is something that I think is important when it comes to NIL. There needs to be something else, and the NCAA needs to get involved. Look, NCAA is not a perfect organization by any means, okay, but there needs to be some sort of governance by the NCAA when it comes to NIL. And what I mean by that, I mean by like there gotta be some sort of regulation, some sort of law, some sort of in place to keep it. It may not be perfect, but at least something. Because right now, there's a lot of people. Right now, it's loosey, okay. And there needs to be some sort of rule that every third party, booster funded corporations, brands kind of follow. And it's really one of the topics when it comes to NIL, specifically NIL, name, image, likeness, is NCAA NCAA governance. And it's really something that needs to be addressed. And so this video, I basically talked about what NIL is, my thoughts on NIL. So as of right now, NIL is not perfect. It's effective catalyst getting paid. I admit that, but there needs to be something going on when it comes to governance. The NCAA as a governing body needs to do something. It may not be perfect. Look, the NCAA screws up a lot of things. We know that. As a big corporation, I think the NCAA, if they could get some sort of like I said, making sure every NIL is registered on NCAA, get some pay to out or sort of disclosure, or the other thing I've been hearing too is from the NCAA is that you need to obviously most of the time you can find publicly what players will get. For example, Jalen. I don't know. For example, probably for content, somebody pay, but obviously whether MLB or NFL, for example, everybody knows what Patrick Mahomes are getting, or in the MLB, everybody knows what Mike Trout or Aaron Judge getting, or in the NBA, or how much LeBron James getting, or Steph Curry is getting, that kind of situation. And also, when it comes to that, so you also know how much these coaches. A lot of coaches don't hide the salary often, but you kind of know, like Jim Fisher, he's getting $10 million a year now for his extended contract. Same thing with Matt Tucker. Jim Harbaugh has his recent extensive contract, how much he's getting paid, how much Nick Saban's getting paid, how much Kirby Smart's getting paid at Georgia. So really, how much each coach player is getting and pro player is getting is, and knowing that this also public, everybody knows what this is. And when it comes to NIL, can the NCAA do that? Well, it is possible the NCAA could do that. I just don't know if the NCAA is willing to do that. Like I said, because when it comes to NIL and NCAA governance, it is going to be one of the most difficult things and most controversial things when it comes to NIL. And look, NIL right now, this needs to be solutions when it comes to NIL. There's got to be some sort of solution. I know I'm going a lot of big rant, but there's got to be a solution by the NCAA when it comes to name, image, likeness. There's got to be a better way that the NCAA is sort of handling this. Players handling this, corporations, third-party entities, booster funding, and all this stuff needs to be handled in a certain way. Like I said, I actually don't know how this can be handled. This gotta be my proposed theory would be proposed if I were the NIL and NCAA, I would just make sure, like I said, everybody's registered. Make sure the schools know what they're doing. You can publicly announce how much players gain in NIL. You gotta make sure there's some sort of governance, including some regulations, and whether it's to state laws or by the obviously to state laws, but also laws that NCAA will pass and rules NCAA pass to keep and sort of governs the NCAA when it comes to NIL, and when it comes to name, image, likeness, make sure that the players and coaches and school knows what's going on. Everything happens behind the scene when it comes to NIL, be taken care of. And this NIL also not gonna go away. The problems with NIL would not go away either. Look, NCAA and everybody's trying to do the best they can to resolve this. This is a topic that all coaches, players, and everybody in college football knows about. This is a topic that's been really important to address too, because it's been shaping the college football. Because NIL, we didn't have NIL before until very recently. So NIL is relatively a new thing. Obviously, it may not be perfect. The NCAA is doing a good job of, as of now, doing a good job of trying to, create an NIL. But also, NCAA right now, as of now, has done a great job of, making sure they have some sort of regulation, some say in it. The NCAA is, a really good job of, because NIL was, and has done a good job of NIL so far the last few years. I would say yes. Obviously, everyone says no, but NCAA has done what it needs to do. Okay, which is basically the bare minimum of creating some sort of baseline rules, regulations that schools got to follow, and all that. And that's what the NCAA basically did. I did a good job doing that. Now, NCAA needs to improve that by creating some governance. The NCAA in general needs to figure out the priorities when it comes to NIL. Like, what is, that's the thing, is anything that NCAA is going to create, rules and whatnot, regulations, it may not be perfect. Like I said, it's just something that needs to be in place. There has to be something in place when it comes to NIL. Alright, I know this is a long video, me going on rant about NIL, but I had to make a video about this because this is something not only controversial, but also very much an issue when it comes to, prominent issue when it comes to college football landscape. And basically, this thing is how NIL has, landscape has changed the way things have been. Is basically, names, image, likeness. This is something that's been obviously new, but relatively new, and it's something that needs to be addressed. Okay, it's something that's been changing. Like I said, the landscape of college football, and a lot of the coaches and commissioner and making new Clipchamp, John Colton, were very similar things. I'm saying, like, we got to figure out, we need NIL collectives. We need to get Congress involved. We need to do this. We need to do that. Like, we need to figure out a way. And the NCAA is not going to do that. We know that NCAA has so much on the hand. And even if the NCAA gets involved in this, and like I said, trying to do something that can control it, how much of the NCAA control is that? Versus other third-party entities or booster funder things, or like corporation or other things when it comes to NIL. And it's a very interesting topic to talk about. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to NIL. And this could be an hour video, could be 2 hours video, whatnot, but unfortunately it's not. This is not even almost what. This is gonna be a long video. Look, I could go and look on and on, talk about what NIL has done, how it's impacted college football. One thing it's changed, like I said, the landscape of college football, the way things, how players now get able to get paid, and look, the way a lot of things are illegal about, and also legal about the Pac-12, and it has been, like I said, a debate topic. But Alex, I'm not probably end here, but I don't know. NIL, when it comes to NIL, there's a lot. Look, they need, like I said, there needs to be some NCAA governance, some sort of regulation, some sort of entity or collective when it comes to this. Whether it's something that the NCAA, will the NCAA do it? We'll find out in 2020, upcoming years, but the NCAA needs to do something. And I still do have faith in the NCAA doing something, controlling this. No, even though there should be some governance and regulation by the NCAA, I truly believe the NCAA is going to screw this up again. And we'll be not the best way one, but we'll figure out how this works. So there's that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm Sports Talk 101 signing out, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.